How to start a YouTube channel. Step 1 is to choose your niche and angle. This is the most important decision you'll make. This will be the foundation of your entire brand. If you select a niche with no demand, you'll never succeed. It's simple as that. Oh, by the way, quick side note. If you were wondering where all these information come from, although I'm the one presenting it, all points were provided by our founder, Dorian. And let's just say he's gotten some results on YouTube. Yeah, he really has. So think of your niche as the road you'll be driving on, okay? Imagine dropping a Ferrari on a dirt road. You've got all the power, but the terrain is making it impossible to move. You spin your wheels, but still you go nowhere and wreck the car before you ever build momentum. Or what if you are on the right road? The same Ferrari is going to take off. It's smooth, scalable, and you actually get somewhere quick and fast. Now, most people approach YouTube thinking they can just make whatever videos they feel like on whatever topics they want. But here's the real question. Does anyone else actually care about it? Look, YouTube doesn't reward effort. It rewards demand, and most importantly, it rewards keeping viewers on the platform for as long as humanly possible. So let's do some research. One of the easiest ways I recommend finding your niche is to search on X. Just type niche league, or let's say YouTube niche league, into the search bar, and you'll find countless people who've spent hours researching niches and channels for you in the hopes to sell you a course at some point. You're just not gonna do that last part, but whatever. Once you find one that catches your attention, here is what you're gonna do. Make a competitor analysis board, which should look something like this. Ensure you write down all competitors in the niche so you can establish your unique angle. I'll get back to that in a bit. If you are loaded and want to fast track this, you can use paid tools like Nextlev. It's gonna show you real-time YouTube niche data that literally tells you which niches are exploding right now. But the absolute best way is to use your unfair advantage. Ask yourself, what do I binge on YouTube without thinking? What do I know better than 90% of people? If you can align your niche with something you're really obsessed with, two things are gonna happen. You're way less likely to burn out, and you'll fly through research and ideation because you're not starting from scratch like everyone else. So once you've locked in a niche, you need to validate it. Don't guess, don't hope. Check if at least 3 channels in that niche are pulling over 3 million long-form views a month. If they are, that niche has demand. And that's all YouTube is about: supply and demand. But now, here is the real separator: the angle you take on the niche. This part is just as important as the niche itself. You cannot just be the 17th guy talking about Marvel movies. What makes your videos different? How do you bring a new flavor? Take what's working, remix it, inject your personality, your take, your twist. That's how breakout creators are made. You will rarely ever see someone reinvent the wheel when it comes to creating YouTube content, especially when just starting out. And that goes for your channel branding as well. And although your ego will probably disagree with me, your branding doesn't really matter. There is only one simple rule that separates pros from amateurs, and most beginners miss it completely. Look, branding doesn't make people click, but it does make people remember. If your name, your banner, your visual look all over the place, it's gonna be much harder to remember you. So here's what you're gonna do. First, let's choose a name. Go to namelicks.com, type in a couple of keywords, and then my personal preferences are brandable names and alternate spelling. You'll get countless options to choose from, so don't overthink it. The name doesn't make the brand makes the name. Now, for your logo and banner, make it in ChatGPT for now. Nobody cares if it doesn't look perfect, just keep it simple. And now back to my one important rule. Make sure you choose one color and you stick with it forever. I always recommend red. Why? Well, it will help a lot with the negativity we'll be using in packaging. Although I wish the world wasn't this way, the reality is negativity wins, so we're gonna use it. I will get back to that in a bit. Now, we need to break you out of the zero view jail, because your niche and branding won't get you views, but your ideas will. The heart of every viral video is the idea. Not just what you'll be doing, showing or talking about, but how you will do it. And even more importantly, how you will package it. But let's start with the basics. How do you actually come up with great ideas that go viral? Ideas that can compete with top-tier creators like Mr. Beast, Ryan Trahan, or Yes Theory. Here's the twist: you're not supposed to come up with them from scratch. There's a very famous quote from Pablo Picasso you might have heard before: good artists copy, great artists steal. On YouTube, this might be the most powerful mindset shift you'll ever adopt. But let's be clear, I'm not talking about stealing ideas or entire videos one-to-one. I'm talking about stealing like an artist, like taking what already works and putting your own twist on it. But careful, it's easy to get this wrong, and if you do, YouTube won't give you a second chance. Small creators see a viral video, copy the title and topic, and think they'll go viral too. But here's here's what actually happens. YouTube takes the video you made and tests it under the video you copied. And think about it, if someone just watched the original version, are they really going to click a worse version of the exact same video? Obviously not. So, rather than copying a video one-to-one, you create a new YouTube account, look up keywords in your niche and only binge relevant content. Once you find a recent upload that went viral, make a video that opposes the angle. For example, if their title is "Chocolate is the best snack," your video is "Why chocolate is the worst snack." Now, to be clear, only do this if you actually believe in the take, don't fake it for clicks. However, if you've got a real counter opinion, run it and publish fast. Timing is everything for this strategy and we call it piggybacking. Now onto the second strategy, off-platform ideation. Some of the best video ideas are hiding inside of Reddit, Twitter, documentaries, books, or even Netflix and Amazon content. A post that goes viral on Reddit, that's a viral video waiting to happen. YouTube's audience hasn't seen it yet, and that means you can be first. And once you've found a solid idea or story, toss it into ChatGPT to refine it, add angles, and dig deeper into it. And don't forget to organize all your ideas with Trello. A clean, organized view is crucial. The worst time to come up with ideas is when you need one, and the more you log, the more they compound. You will start noticing patterns, trends, and formats. That's when ideas begin to flow automatically, just like they do for top creators. Now that you've got the formula for a winning idea, let's move on to the first impression, the real difference between 2,000 views and 2 million. Your video's packaging is by far the most important ingredient. It's the deciding factor between going viral or getting buried like every other beginner upload. Even a mid-tier video can explode if the packaging is strong enough to get it tested. Let me show you one example. This YouTube channel is called The Market Whisperer, and as you can see, there's 43k subscribers from only one video being posted. 2.7 million views published 2 years ago. So this is a great example that packaging is key. The title, How Japanese Housewives Outsmarted Global Finance in Documentary Style, together with the thumbnail. Look at this, 280 billion, together with this innocent face of this woman. It's very intriguing. So this shows one video that is good enough. The great packaging is your way for success. But of course, the most impactful ingredient to a viral video is also one of the most difficult and most expensive, or at least it was. Because before, if you wanted a thumbnail like those big channels you look up to, you'd spend hours tweaking every little detail in Photoshop. Or you'd have to spend hundreds of dollars on a designer to make a single thumbnail hoping it would perform. But thankfully, those days are over. For the few of you that are watching this video, at least, with Pikzels, you can make high quality packaging faster and easier, especially if you're just starting out. And if you want to try it out for free, it's going to be the first link down in the description. And here is how to do it. When you are brainstorming your thumbnail, steal concepts or ideas from cousin niches. Meaning, if you run a football documentary channel, look at how motorsport or basketball documentaries are packaging their top performing videos. You're not copying, you are stealing what works and remixing it to fit your topic. Now, here's the key. Your thumbnail isn't meant to impress people, it's meant to intrigue them. A cheat code for this is to leverage negativity.
And during that day, there was a Bugatti Veyron Supersport that got pulled over by a police officer, and I filmed that happen, but that was not the title, that was not the thumbnail of the video, it was just a scene within the video. And I changed the title and the thumbnail to Bugatti Veyron pulled over by Washington State Police, and then the thumbnail was that. Instantly, in a split second, the video just took off skyward.
Wow.
Like absolutely insane.
Now, once you've made your thumbnail that you're happy with, ask yourself, does it stop the scroll? Does it make someone question what's going on? And can a total stranger understand what the video is about in under 2 seconds? That's what we call the 2-meter test. If someone walking past your screen cannot instantly get what your video is about, you need to redo it. And here is the golden formula for you. Capture attention, create intrigue, and convert it into a click. That's it. Forget chasing perfection and obsessing over CTR like most people do. What you want to track is view growth. That tells you the real story. And once your style is working, stick to it. Keep thumbnails consistent with your brand, your visuals, your tone, your titles. All of it should feel like it comes from the same universe. And for A and B testing, you should do it aggressively. With Pikzels, you are able to continue to generate and test new approaches for cents. So why not test more thumbnails? If you believe in a video, never let it die. Just keep on testing testing. You have the credit, so why wouldn't you? Now, you might be thinking, I don't have a team like a ton of these huge creators. Well, there are 3 ways you can compete depending on your budget. Let's start with the cheapest one, doing everything yourself. This can be slow, exhausting, and very time-consuming. It might already be what you're doing now, but it's nearly impossible to scale without hitting burnout. And remember, consistent uploads are what cause a channel to compound over time. I'll explain more about this in a bit. Your second option is an AI-assisted approach. You take care of ideation, but use Pikzels for packaging and one of these for script writing. For editing, you outsource to an editor. This can be relatively cheap. We don't need Netflix level editing, or you take care of it yourself to start. And I'm gonna be honest with that, at time of recording this video, there are no tools good enough for editing. I've spent the whole morning trying them out. They need another year or 2, so nah, don't do it. And the final method is assembling a full team. This will cost between $100 and $500 per video on average. That's roughly $400 to $4,000 a month for consistent uploads. So, now that you know your options, here is, in my opinion, the most time-efficient way to build a system that works. Start with AI tools, use Pikzels for thumbnails, Claude, Subscriber, or Poppy for scripts, and ChatGPT for research, angles, and outlines. Now, to hire people to join your team, use Upwork, Contra, and X. Please never use Fiverr. Fiverr is filled with low-quality talent looking for short-term work. Post your job with a clear vision. To attract top talent, you need to show that you are top talent. You need to sell them on your vision, make them feel like they are joining Apple on day 2. And always ask for a free sample. Portfolios are helpful, but they don't show the full picture and many are faked. Oh, and also avoid agencies. They won't see your full vision the way a committed individual will. Keep your workflow tight and in-house. Your first hires should buy into what you are building. You're not just hiring skills, you are hiring belief. Alright, I've kept it relatively brief on hiring. If you want a full in-depth video, let me know and I'll ask Dorian to give me all the secrets. Alright, after the packaging and idea, this is the most important part of your video. A few years back, barely anyone even did it, but today, scripting is non-negotiable. Trust me, every successful video you watch has a script behind it. Whether it's a full word-for-word script or bullet points, it's essential to structure your video and keep it engaging. And nothing can save a bad script. So, how are we gonna approach it? Well, you have 2 options. Write it fully yourself or use AI tools to help. Scripting is one of the easiest ways to set yourself apart, to build a true and authentic connection to your viewers, so make sure you don't delegate this too quickly. And if you decide to hire someone to take care of writing, make sure he's genuinely passionate and knowledgeable about your niche, and quality control or revise every single script yourself. In order to make engaging videos, use real storytelling. Try to show as much as possible. Visuals are always more impactful than words. What I mean by this is small directions to your editor. Make sure to write like a human, not like a blog post, and use emotional shifts and open loops to build tension and to keep the viewer watching. Make them feel like they really have to see what happens next. Oh hey, if you feel like this video has been valuable until now, subscribe. It's free and you're getting the best YouTube information in exchange. Well, that was a CTA. You've probably heard them many times in videos, whether someone is selling a product or telling the viewer to subscribe. You can integrate them directly like I just did, or hide them visually. I know I've just said it, but I really want to make sure you've written this down. Support the story with visuals and always write with the editor in mind. This is how good videos feel cinematic instead of robotic. And finally, end your video strongly. Hook them into another video and make it easy for viewers to keep watching more content on your channel. Watch sessions are crucial on YouTube, but don't worry, I'll make another video about that at some point. Okay, now let's talk about your voice. Whether you're running a faceless channel or showing your face on camera, how you sound matters more than people realize. It is your connection to the viewer which goes a lot deeper than simply using AI. And yeah, I get it, the AI voice tools sound very realistic nowadays, but there is one thing they will never replicate: emotion, micropauses, laughter, frustration. That's the stuff that makes people actually connect. So here's the move if you're hiring. Pick a voiceover artist that matches your channel's tone. If you're running a faceless finance channel targeting American audiences, don't hire someone with a thick accent from across the world just because it's cheaper. And if you're doing it yourself, you don't need a $500 microphone setup. Honestly, any half-decent USB mic will get you 80% of the way there. What matters more is how you speak. Are you rushing through your words like you're reading a script? Or are you talking like you're sitting across from a friend? Here is a simple fix. Smile while you record. Your energy changes instantly and your words feel warmer. People hear it, even if they don't know why. Oh, and also please don't try to be perfect. It's completely normal to redo the same take on a script like 20 times and still stutter on that one sentence. And yes, I know what I'm talking about. And all that because perfection kills authenticity, and genuine passion will always resonate more than something polished to perfection. Now that you've got everything in place, don't just toss it into CapCut and call it a day. You need to understand why editing plays such a crucial role in growing a channel today. Look, editing is not where you just throw all of the clips together and make simple cuts. No, it's where you build the story. Too many small channels think editing is about adding fancy text overlays, spinning emojis, or making things look cool. But none of that matters if your edit doesn't feel like something. Editing is emotion, pacing, and storytelling. It's how you guide your viewer from one sentence to the next without letting them look away. And if you're not doing this, your viewers will just feel lost. The first rule, footage must match your voiceover. Don't just slap on random B-roll or stock clips because they look good. No one cares how aesthetic your video is if the footage has zero connection to what's being said. That kind of disconnect, it instantly kills immersion. Instead, go deeper. Use real visuals or pull them from Shot Deck. Or you shoot custom B-roll yourself if you can, or simply search on YouTube and screen record relevant clips with proper credit. Whatever it takes, just make sure the visuals serve the voice, not distract from it. Now let's talk about sound, which is what everyone overlooks. Sound design is your secret weapon. Music, sound effects, and those tiny little whooshes and swooshes is what turns a mid-video into one people watch till the very end. You don't need to overdo it, but you do need to care about it, because people will feel your audio before they even process your visuals. Also, if you want viewers to remember you, start hiding things in your edits that they will remember. Little inside jokes or subtle Easter eggs within the edit. This is exactly what maintains your brand. People start to feel like they are in on something, and that's what makes them return. Now, this is important. One video should only mean one editor. If you are handing off one video to 3 different people for visual, sound, and motion design, it will feel stitched together and lifeless. There should always only be one person who owns the final output from the start to finish, because that is how you maintain a consistent story and flow. And if you're hiring an editor, do not look for someone who only knows how to cut. Look for someone who understands storytelling, someone who can take a dry voiceover and turn it into something that feels like a movie trailer. That is your A player. And when you find them, invest in them for the long run. And do not jump between freelancers. Build loyalty and train your editor in your specific style. And this brings us to when you receive the first draft and how to ensure it is quality. Here is a hard truth that nobody wants to hear. Nobody is going to care about your YouTube channel as much as you do. Not your editor, not your voiceover artist, not even your mom. In the beginning, you are the quality control system. That means you check every script, you listen to every voiceover, and you watch every single edit all the way through. And no, this is not being a perfectionist. This is you setting the standards. Because if your team never hears what great looks like, how can they ever deliver it? But here is where most people mess it up. They give vague and lazy feedback like, can you make it more punchy? Or, it doesn't feel right. Or one of my all-time favorites, can you make it pop? Wow, that's useless. If you want your team to actually improve, you need to give feedback like a surgeon. There's a 3-step structure to this. First, explain what needs to be changed. Example, change the upbeat music, but then explain what it needs to be changed to. Example, swap it for something slow and sad. Finally, and this is by far the most important, explain why it needs to change. Example, this scene is about her breakup. We need the viewer to feel her heartbeat and the current music doesn't match the tone. See the difference? That level of clarity? That's how you will see compounding growth from your team. This is your time to lead and shape the standard. Because even if you've made it to 10, 100, heck, even 1 million subscribers, once the quality slips away, someone else will take your spot. So, you've written the script, recorded it, edited it, packaged it with a banger title and thumbnail, and now you're ready to hit upload. But also this part still matters, because uploading isn't just clicking publish and praying. First thing, always upload your video as unlisted first. Why? Because if YouTube hits you with a copyright detection after the video goes live, that ruins all of the momentum you had. Uploading unlisted gives you time to check everything, fix any issues, and then upload it properly. Next, your tags and descriptions and chapters. You want to keep them simple but consistent. Just describe the video in plain language and make sure your chapters guide the viewer through the video, not away from it. And now let's talk about the timing of your uploads. If your content is evergreen, meaning people can watch it 6 months from now and it still makes sense, then timing doesn't matter at all. But eventually you want to use analytics to find out when your audience is actually online and upload 1 to 2 hours before that. This lets YouTube warm it up before it gets served on homepages. Frequency-wise, the bare minimum is 2 uploads a month. At least that is if you want any momentum. But if you're serious about your growth, 4 to 8 uploads a month is the zone where channels really start compounding growth. It might sound simple, but committing and keeping an uploading schedule is what Dorian sees as one of the top reasons most creators never make. Rather consistently good than occasionally great. Now, other than that, whatever you do, do not delete videos. Do not delete videos. I know it's tempting. You put out a video, it flops and you feel embarrassed, but deleting can actually hurt your channel. In some cases, it can even trigger a soft shadow ban. Just private the video if you have to, but never erase your data. And oh, this is key. Always stay 3 videos ahead. That means final script, final voiceover, final thumbnail, all done and ready to go. That way, if you get sick, on vacation, or just have a bad week, you're not breaking your momentum. The only way to actually fail on YouTube is to stop uploading. Because like I mentioned before, the algorithm rewards consistency, not luck. Soon enough, you'll reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, probably faster than you think if you actually follow through these steps. And when you do, of course, you'll want to know all of the ways to monetize, so you aren't missing out on thousands of dollars. Your revenue is what is going to keep the game going. For AdSense, you always want to turn on all ad categories. There's no reason to limit yourself unless your niche is extremely sensitive. Your RPM depends mostly on who is watching and for how long. If your viewers are older in wealthier countries, your RPM is going to be much higher than a video targeting a younger audience. That's why long-form, high-retention content is still king. And yeah, the more watch time, the more ads, the more cash you get. But here's the truth no one tells you. Sponsorships will blow AdSense out of the water. If you are relying only on YouTube's payout, you're leaving thousands on the table. Sponsorship should even be your #1 priority once you start getting views. And you can start reaching out early. You don't need 1 million subs, anything above 10K is good enough. Because brands care about alignment and your ability to sell, not just raw numbers. You can start by hiring a virtual assistant and setting a quota for, let's say, 100 cold emails per week. Yes, per week. Most creators are lazy. They sit back, waiting for sponsors to find them, not realizing that someone else who took the initiative has already claimed the deal and the money that could have been theirs. So make sure to use a spreadsheet to track it all, from who you reached out to, who responded, and who and when to follow up. Oh, and whatever you do, please never accept view guarantees. If a brand says, we'll pay you $2,000, but only if you hit 100K views, please walk away. You always set your rates and stick to them. To put this in perspective, one decent sponsor can bring in 4 to 5K per video. And that's more than most creators make in AdSense alone. And here's where it gets big. The smart creators don't stop at sponsors. They build a linked business. Maybe it's a digital product, a service, or a software. Anything that turns those views into equity. Because one day, I'm sure you're going to want to exit, and YouTube is the best business model to do it with. Because when you do, it's not just your channel that sells, it's the brand behind it. So, now you have the full beginner blueprint of how to start a YouTube channel. If you're interested in any of the tools featured in this video, they will all be in the description below. Oh, and if there's anything unclear, ask me in the comments. I'll try to get back to everyone. And now, start focusing on what matters and 100x your views.